Alright, welcome everybody. So I have some news and updates on the smiteness. So Serqet actually gets buffed. This should be live Friday. That's probably the time you actually see this video. So Deathbane tooltip showed 30% scaling instead of 50%. So it's actually 50% this entire time. Who knew? Cobra's Kiss. This is her 2 that did all the madness and crazy stuff like that. Physical power scaling increased from 30% up to 45%. Working, but tooltip and K-screen will still show 30%. Alright, so 15% buff on her too. It didn't do that much damage before, so this probably get just enough. I don't know how big of a buff that actually is. I don't play Serqet that much, but that's quite interesting. Now here's a fairly okay buff for her ulti. Damage increased from 150 up to 650. Now it's 228 to 684. So late game, Windows please, not today. Okay, so late game on her ulti, it's not gonna be that great of a buff, but it's more of like a early game buff rather, because early game, your first point into her last breath, whatever, it's only 150. Well, now it's going to be 228. So early game and a little bit of mid game, you're going to be seeing a increase in damage output from your ulti. So that's quite nice. Last breath, the first tick of damage now happens on application rather than 1 second later, so you're gonna have a faster response time on your ulti overall. So overall, this is a fairly decent buff to Serqet. Let me know what you guys think on this buff. Also feel free to look at these other fixed issues here. I'm not gonna go through all that, so I may put this in the description below, maybe. So moving on to some other news. Now, Hi-Res Stu sent out this tweet saying, one hint, Hunbats is to Sun Wukong as blank is to Ao Kuang. So this kind of hints at another dragon god. Now, if you're kind of new with Smite, this probably means nothing to you. You probably don't even know what this means. Sun Wukong was actually Hunbats, but just looked really crappy. So before, the warrior Sun Wukong was out, it was just the Hunbats model. He used to be called Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong had the same skills as Hunbats. They just pretty much renamed him to Hunbats, changed him up a little bit as far as what he looks like and how his abilities look like as well. So the old Sun Wukong and Hunbats now is pretty much the same god. And now they re-released Sun Wukong as a fully different model as far as the way he looks. His abilities are all different. So this kind of hints as they may do the same thing with Kuang. They may keep Kuang's abilities, move it to another god, call him something different, and maybe kind of rework the abilities to look different. And then re-release Ao Kuang as a totally different model, whole new set of abilities. And another thing here, Hunbats is Mayan, and Sun Wukong is Chinese, so there could be a Mayan dragon, and Kuang will still keep as Chinese. So that could be what's happening here. I mean, there's some little tweets here, I'm guessing what these new gods could be. We have the Cuckoo Klak, whatever, and Quartz Kula. So I have images of those two. Here is the Kuka Clan, whatever. This is a Mayan. It's a Mayan dragon, I believe. Yeah, this is Mayan god. So that's what it could possibly look like. Another dragon here. Feathered snake godlike. So that's one of the hypotheses that the next dragon could be. And here's the other one. I mean, this is the more feathery one. Quite interesting. Got a few images here. I'm not exactly sure which one they would actually pick, but just some wondering here. Your brain juices flowing at what could be next for a dragon god. Now, another thing is, Hunbats and Sun Wukong are two different classes. One is an assassin, and Sun Wukong is the warrior. It could be a different class. Like, can you imagine like a guardian dragon that would just like do shouts like a Skyrim, just like Fusrodar or something, or like a hunter dragon or an assassin dragon, even though they just did an assassin. Probably wouldn't think they would do an assassin, or like a warrior dragon. Do dragons just have to stay as mages? Could they do a different class dragon? That'd be really interesting to see. So yeah, some just random info and some updates on the Smite universe. So let me know what you guys think of all this. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to read your opinions. So I see you guys next time. Peace.